Hi everyone, I've been meaning to make videos on peeling and preparing fruits and veggies, so here we go. This is my first prep video, so please forgive me on some of the details. If there's anything that you would like to see in the future, please comment and let me know. So let's get started. These are yellow peaches grown on the east coast of the United States. This video was created in mid-August 2025. Normally, optimal peach season is in July, but for some reason it's a little bit later this year. All the grocery stores have a bunch of delicious ripe peaches, so I guess it's August this year. So I have to say that I was about in my mid-20s when I had my first ripe peach. And before then, I had been eating them underripe all these years, and it definitely makes a big difference. Ripe versus underripe peaches. Ripe peaches are slightly soft and they smell like sweet peaches. I can smell these as soon as I enter my kitchen. I bought them from the grocery store about 5 days ago and just let them sit on my countertop away from the full sun, kind of like off to the side, and just let them ripen. Every day I would go through and touch them to see if they had softened up. And yesterday was the first day I could eat them, and today they are also very good. So I have enough to eat for another couple of days. I must say that I'm thinking of going back to the grocery store to see if there's any left, as these will be the last of the season. There's a peach season, which we are in right now, and when outside of this peach season, the peaches are not very good. You can still eat them, you can find them at the grocery store, but generally I find them bland, a little bit spongy. They're hard, and they never really get fragrant, even if you let them sit on your countertop to see if they ripen up. And when ripe, these peaches, they have a perfect balance of this sweet, very sweet peachy flavor. It's hard to say a peachy flavor because I can't really describe it. It's like a sweet and a tart with a another smell that's very unique to a peach. It has this really good succulent texture. And so on this video, I've been going through and peeling the peaches. Generally, what you'll want to do is after you let them sit and ripen, I like to wash them, which really just involves rinsing them, like putting them in a bowl of water, just plain water, and then rinsing them with your hands, like washing the skin off just to get the grit off or maybe any bug residue. These are not organic peaches, so I do like to peel them, and I like to peel them anyway, even with organic peaches. I know some people like to eat them with the skin on, so these are not organic. They did have some dirt on them, so I just rinsed them well. And I like to rinse them after they're ripe, because if I rinse them off and let them sit on the counter, they could get some mold or fungus, or start getting some spots that you don't really want them to. So I try to be really careful with them when I let them sit on the counter and ripen. And then when they're ready, I'll wash them and start cutting and peeling them. So next, there is a particular type of knife when you're cutting peaches, and same thing with other fruits and veggies. There's specific knives that are best to use with that type of produce. I find that this really skinny, small paring knife works really well for me. I have another one that I like to use that has a thicker blade, but I find the ones with the thinner blades are better at peeling the very thin skin, like these peaches have. They have really thin skin, and you don't want to go through and peel more than the skin, because then you're throwing away part of the peach. So, and if the knife is too heavy or too thick, it might go into the peach. So when peeling, I like to use, especially this type of skin on a peach, use a really thin knife, and one that fits your hand well. Because if your hand is constantly on the blade, like your finger may start getting tired. Mine is like almost on the blade, but it's still more on the plastic part. And this is a really cheap knife. I think I got like 3 or 4 of them for like $3 or $5, something like that. Probably closer to $5, but I've had this knife for a long time. I hand wash them and don't put it in the dishwasher because the handle is made out of plastic, so that the heat might affect it. And I've had this knife for like 10 years or so, and it's still a very good knife. So continuing on with the knife, I did find it very helpful when eating a lot of fresh produce to learn to cut and peel well. I know people who don't eat very many fruits or veggies, and the main reason is because they just don't know how to prepare it, or it just takes too long and they're not too interested in it, and they're not comfortable using a knife or just peeling veggies. So it's too much work, so they don't do it, or maybe they eat it when they go out to eat or buy it pre-prepared. But there's a lot of different issues with that, buying it pre-prepared, like how sanitary that might be from the grocery store or from other places. So to be able to learn to do it yourself and to get comfortable, you'll find yourself preparing and eating more fresh fruits and vegetables, which is the goal. I hope you find some of the techniques that I use on my channel and on this video helpful, so hopefully you can pick something up from watching, or at least learn something more about one of my favorite fruits, in this case the peach. So this one's a yellow peach, even though it's yellow in the middle, but if you notice, the skin is kind of reddish and yellowish in certain areas. There are two types of peaches. There's a clingstone and a freestone peach. And when it's referred to stone, it's talking about the pit in the middle. So earlier when I was peeling it and cutting it, the peach came very easily off of the pit. So this one is considered a freestone peach. And what you're noticing now, this is one of the more riper ones. This is ideally the type of peach that I would want, like the perfect ripeness. When you start peeling it, it has enough moisture in the peach, and the skin is still firm, but the peach is soft enough where the skin just peels off. So ideally, if you just start peeling the peach from the top or the bottom, the skin should easily just start peeling off, and that is like the best type of peach. The other cases, they may have been picked a little bit too early, or maybe it's starting to dry out and it's overripe, and the skin may not peel off as well. But if you were to find the perfect peach, perfect time, perfect ripeness, the skin should just like peel right off on specifically these yellow freestone peaches. So if you notice, I have the skin and the pits over to the right hand side of the cutting board. I like to save them to either put down the garbage disposal, not counting the pits of course, or put it into my compost, and that way I don't throw away anything, and it gets to go right back into my garden. So another point I would like to make is that, like, what do I use the peaches for? So because they're super fresh and they taste really good right now, what we like to do is just eat them fresh, just like this. I'll either put them into slices or dice them up and cut them up and put them directly like into ice cream or into yogurt or into oatmeal. But I know a lot of people like to use it also on baked goods. So I also like to use it on smoothies. If you have a peach tree and you have a bunch of peaches, you can also wash them and dice them up and then freeze them for future use. So there's a lot of different things you can do with it. I haven't really tried baking with them. Normally I'll bake with like a canned type of peach, or peaches that are not super, not the best for ripeness. But for really good peaches, I like to eat them fresh. Here's part of the video where I just go back and pull up one of the peaches that I haven't cut up yet, just so you can see what they look like. It's firm and not too soft and doesn't have any bruises, and this is the kind of peach that you would be looking for if you go to the grocery store or to the farmer's market. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time.